Hello and welcome back everyone. This is another game which I thought about recording some of my playing it. This is a Second World War grand strategy game. You play as one of the countries which existed at the time, even if they didn't take part of the war directly. And you can basically shape your nation's path throughout these years of war and even some years after it. You start in... there are different scenarios, but the longest one is from 1936 until I think 1954 maybe. And those of you who happens to know Hearts of Iron, and this is the Hearts of Iron 2's basically an updated version, but this is a standalone game. I mean, Arsenal of Democracy. And while I don't think it's interesting to record, I mean, a complete let's play of it because it's very long, really. And most of the time you just do things which are not really interesting to watch as a viewer. But I have started a few days ago a game as Japan on normal difficulty, and I would like to show some of my progress so far and explain what and why I've done. And if you are interested in things, then I'm curious about your input, and I might record other things as well. For example, now I show you the situation in 1942. Obviously China has been conquered already, but in the next recording I might do that if people are interested. So here I am. Difficulty is normal, as I said, and aggressivity is normal. Everything is default, so there is no I mean, no tech team or industrial capacity takeover, anything like that. What I'm done in 1936 is I mean, historically I went to war with China in 1937, if I remember correctly, and I defeated it, and instead of annexing it, I just puppeted it immediately. I mean, I sued for peace and puppeted it, and this is why you can see Chiang Kai-shek still as leader, which is quite interesting. Anyway, they are very powerful and produce a lot of divisions. If you have a look at our army statistics, then you can see that China has around 260 divisions, while I have 154, and I don't even plan to extend my army anymore because I want to keep it up to date, and it's hard with my industrial capacity. I only plan on adding some more elite units, like some armored motorized divisions as well, which I'm now researching, and some better air force, maybe navy, but no more infantry, I think. And as you can see, Indochina is still in Vichy rule, under Vichy rule. This is because I went a little bit greedy and I demanded both Indochina and Madagascar from Vichy France when this puppet regime has been created. And I think that there is a higher chance than they refuse. So they did refuse. Historically, this area, this what is it called? Chinese area, I think. And basically, this is Vietnam, Laos, Cambodia. I think this area consists of, and so historically this was occupied by Japan after France fell to the German invasion. Other deviations from the war, I mean from the historical timeline, is that as you can see, I'm not at war with the Western allies, but they are at war with Germany. So what I think about is that I don't want to do the mistake what Japan did in real life. That I think it's never a good idea to fight a two-front war, especially not a good idea to fight against such a monster like the United States is, because simply their industrial capacity and their resources, I mean, it's very hard for you to overcome it, and this really makes no sense, because what can I gain here? I can gain a couple of islands and that's it. To invade the mainland United States, it would be really very, very hard, and even in the game, very hard, and I don't have the resources for that. So the most I could gain is basically a naval supremacy and these islands here, while they can stack up and prepare huge amounts of forces against me. So I really didn't want to go into that. I don't have resource problems at all, so my resource-wise I'm very well. Now it's not yet updated, but actually I have a positive flow, the input of all the resources because of China and all my puppets around. Other historical deviation, as you can see, that Sea Lion has been done. Operation Sea Lion was a theoretical operation where Germany planned to invade, or at least thought about invading the United Kingdom, which didn't happen, of course, in real life, but in this game it happened, and Germany is really powerful in this game. Only, however, Operation Barbarossa, I mean the attack from Germany and her allies against the Soviet Union, only happened 1 year later than historically in the summer of 1942. And it's going really slowly. I think that maybe Soviet Union had a lot of divisions, and this is why Germany didn't want to attack. According to my intelligence, they have around 314 at the moment, and 40 armored divisions, which is not a very huge number. I don't know, maybe they garrison too much in the border area. I have no idea. Anyway, my plan was that I think both in the game and in real life for Japan, actually the Soviet Union was a bigger of a threat than the Western allies. Because even if they would like to attack, they need to cross a huge ocean and a lot of islands, and I have a pretty strong navy. But the Soviet Union is right in my border, which I mean of Manchuria and Korea, which Korea and Manchuria are very important economically and strategically for Japan, as it was in real life as well. And also ideologically, Japan was much more against the Soviet Union than of the Western allies. Actually. The point is that here in this game I have fast defeated China and didn't even annex it, but rather just puppeted it. So the problem was, in my opinion, in real life, is that the war went on so long, so the United States and other Western allies could interfere, and they had basically time to protest against what is happening in China. I mean the Japanese invasion. While here I could finish it up quite fast. I think in 1939 maybe I was already in peace. So, but yeah, when I attacked the Soviet Union, the United States did embargo me. So this did happen, but much later than in real life. And also it doesn't really matter because I have so much resources that I don't care at all. So. Yeah, as you can see, I've started invading the Soviet Union. I've invaded already the Vladivostok area, and from the very far east coastline. And the second pincer, or rather attack, is into the center of the Soviet Union, and also now industrial center, because when the German invasion happens, all the industry from the western areas is being transferred to the Central Asian areas. So this area here should have couple of provinces which have a really high industrial value. Let me just find some. Yeah, for example, Tashkent 80 industrial capacity, 5 here, Novosibirsk 19, and so on. So point is that this one could not only divert, but I have two plans with this invasion. First of all, is I want to defeat the Soviet Union, because I think even in game and in real life as well, is a really big threat to Japan, as well to Germany and Europe, and basically a lot of basically to anyone and everyone. And this to happen, we need to shaken the massive amount of forces which it has, and to distract and let. I need to let Germany break through in the Western Front, and I need to at the same time push towards the industrially rich areas of Central Asia. So my attack both achieves the fact that I divert forces from the Western border, so Germany has higher chance of breaking through, and also I can push and conquer industrially important regions. So the Soviet Union is pressured from two perspectives at the same time. I'm close to annexing Mongolia, of course, and Tanutuva, these puppet countries of the Soviet Union. Which actually, Mongolia actually, I mean China had a claim, or at least in the game, I don't know too much about this claim historical background, but in the game it has a claim for Mongolia, so definitely I want to annex it. Also, this Menguko, I think this was as well kind of like an inner Mongolian state, so maybe the people in Menguko had some sort of, I guess, some sort of relationship with the Mongolians. But despite this, I think Menguko state doesn't have claim on anything. It has one more, it doesn't have claim on Mongolia, definitely, so one more province of China it claims, then that's it. And the point, and now, however, it's really slow advancing in this area. It's very hard terrain and very big provinces, very hard to cross. And actually, the Soviet Union still has a substantial amount of divisions in the area. So it will be a slow advance, and also soon winter is coming, which will make my advance even slower and even bloodier. Air Force wise, I am not doing very badly, but I have only 4 wings of interceptor. This is all my anti-air capacity, and even they are not the most up-to-date design. So, but on the other hand, there is a very big provinces, very big areas. So basically, short-range aircraft is almost never used here or cannot be used. And I didn't really encounter any serious enemy. I mean, airplanes or airplane concentration at all. I'm also producing airfields, air bases that I can put down in provinces, so I can use my shorter range support, maybe my closer support. And I have a couple of tactical bomber wings, which are much better in this area. And while my divisions are quite few in this area, I mean the Japanese divisions, but I have a huge number of Chinese divisions which can support me, although they are not of not so high combat quality, because they are outdated models most of the time, and also the doctrines I think are not as up to date as mine are. A little bit less of an organization and moral and whatever. But still, they are very good, actually, fielding forces, or cannon fodder if you want. So I thought about this recording or session or let's play. If I keep on doing it, shouldn't be like a normal let's plays that I record everything, because it simply would be very boring and very long because of the nature of this game. But rather, I will from time to time do some sort of update on what is the situation. I would like you to say your opinion about if you're interested in this game, if you have seen it before or not. Maybe if you are interested but you don't really know what's up, because it's a pretty complex game, and I would be happy to explain it and do maybe some sort of tutorials. Also, maybe start a new country and explain it in more. Maybe also do some more continuous recording in some sections of the game, so I can explain some things better. And I'm also interested, in this timeline, the war, the history, and whatever. So any sort of discussion about this point as well is really welcome, and I'm looking forward to it. And yeah, I wanted to also mention that I have not been uploading Minecraft videos for a couple of weeks now, because I was a little bit busy, and also I don't really have inspiration now. I mean, about what I would like to do in Minecraft, feed the beast or even vanilla. So if you have some sort of ideas, maybe you have some things which you would like to know. I mean, I could make, for example, tutorials on various things if you are interested. Or if you have some ideas, then let me know, and I will consider it, and we'll see if I will make video out of it or not. Or if you have any other game which you would like to see as well, just let me know. Okay, so this is a kind of an introductory episode about how we are. So we are at war only with the Soviet Union at the moment and her client states, Tanotova and Mongolia, which will not live for long, I guess, at least I hope. And yeah, and this war, so I will do from time to time updates on the situation of the war, and based on your input, maybe other things as well, other videos, and I will see you next time. So thank you for watching.